Now we're going into section number 2, which is your career-defining leadership moments. A bold move that shifted your career trajectory when you look back.
Yeah, I think at the peak of my career, I was in Microsoft. I was doing very well. I won some Microsoft award for one of these global industry event for marketing when I was doing my marketing role. And I found an opportunity in the market where there was not enough good Microsoft CRM consulting company. And together with one of my ex-colleagues, we started my own business, right? So we started the business in the 2000s. And that was where we started with 3 person, and then we grew to 5, 15, and we grew all the way up to 40 people. And ultimately, the business went very well. We have been profitable from day one. And in the 7th year, we decided to sell out. And I managed to sell to an American MNC. And then I took a short break before I went back to the corporate world. So I think that opportunity of having that period of running my own business equipped me to be a much more complete leader in a sense where I'm not just talking about sales. I will talk about acquiring new opportunity through marketing. I'll talk about the importance of customer success because I run my operations as well. So end-to-end and keeping customers happy on top of running my P&L. So I think that's 10 years of running my own business supported me to groom my salespeople and the sales leadership to look at business beyond just, your quarterly numbers, but look at building a business over a period of time. So I think that helped to define my leadership style too.
Understand. Now, one of the core in Singapore is trying to give confidence to the next generation to help them move into startups, start on their own, especially the new graduates who are passing out from university. What would your advice be to aspirational startup enthusiasts who want to deep dive into this?
Find the right mentor. You need to have people that will rally behind you and to do a check and balance to support you through a very long and difficult journey. So find the right mentor, regardless of what kind of business you're going to run. And I think everybody should have a go at it, because what you will get out of it may not be just about monetary, but the experience, the learning experience that you're going to go through is to make you a totally different person. So I think it's a good thing to do. My advice really is to find the right mentor.
All right. Now, moving to the last one, JC, right? How would you define your leadership framework to be, right, in 3 principles?
So I come across a book that I totally love. It's called The Mind of Leader by HBR, right? There are 3 main principles that I think is important. The first one is mindfulness. So why is it important in mindfulness? Means that you make your people feel seen, you make your people feel important and that matter. And in today's world, it's extremely important. Half the time when you're talking to your team, you are on your mobile or you are probably, taking notes and you're not engaging directly or you're distracted by things that's happening. So practicing mindfulness is extremely important as a leader so that, you are allowing your people to feel that they really matter to you in your one-on-one conversation. So I think that's one principle that's very important. The second thing I think is very important, I mentioned it earlier on, is selflessness. Right? How are you going to be in an environment that you let your people feel, not just your own team members, but the extended team to feel the same, that they're in an environment that they can make mistakes and that you have their back and that they can have a chance to explore and do things differently. And if really things go wrong, it is us losing together or us winning together. It's never about one person's fault. So I think that selflessness is also a very important attribute that I practice a lot. I try. It's not the easiest, but it's something that I think is very important. The third thing is compassionate. It sounds easy, but actually it is one of the toughest for a sales leader. I give an example. Basically, compassionate means that you give the people a position, make the people in the position that feel that they are safe, that they can be open, that they can be vulnerable in front of you. The example that I would like to use is that in the case of, let's say there's a job mismatch, that the person is not suitable for the job, and what would most people do? Put on a PIP or do the exit plan. But if you do it well and you're compassionate in telling the person why is there a job mismatch and what can be done to help the person to recognize it and do a proper exit plan, I think that can go a very long way. So I think that is where I think, for me personally, means a lot to me. Mindfulness, to make the person feel seen and matter. Selflessness, to make the people feel empowered to do different things. Right? And the third one is compassionate, where you make the person feel safe enough, to trust you. So these are the three things, I think, as principle of leadership for me.
All right. A leadership decision that had a lasting impact on your teams or markets.
Okay. I think there are many decisions as a leader that I make, right? The key is not about the decisions. The key is about how I communicate the decision and stay true with that decision. I think one key attribute as a sales leader, which is very important and stick with me for a long time, is about being consistent. And why do I say consistent? Is because consistency will make sure that people will not try to second guess you and play politics with you. Not just your own team, even the extended team, because you are very consistent in your messaging. So that will really reduce unnecessary political, I would say, people trying to be political with you, right? So I think that's the critical part. The second thing is also, when you are consistent, right, you realize that people will take action even before you give your instructions, because they can kind of guess, if I were JC, this is what I would do. And that will help you to mold a much stronger, cohesive team. So regardless of what kind of decisions, it is really, as I said, not a matter of that decision, but how you communicate that decisions and how you think through that decision and execute that have a lasting impact to the extended team.
Right. Now, coming to something that's going to be fun today, right? Quick fire round, which means, JC, I would expect quick responses from you. Number one, what's the biggest win you're proud of?
Okay, so the biggest win I had, which won me the President Club Award in Workday, and also it won an award in Transformative Project Cumulus, which is a project that covers the harmonization of HR and finance system across over 40 agencies on the first public cloud application.
It's not always about winning, right?
Yes.
The toughest deal you have lost and the lesson it has left you with.
Okay. Every loss is painful. Every one of them. I remember every single one. So now, the way I want to talk, I know you want it quickly, but I think it's important to talk about this point. Winning is like fireworks. You get very happy, bedazzled, but it's short-lived, right? Now, losing, how do you define losing? To me, it's like a punch on your face. It's painful. It has a lasting impact that hurts you deeply. So therefore, again, I want to emphasize, it's not about the deal that I've lost, but it's about the lessons that you learn from all these losses that make sure that you do not repeat the same mistake. So I totally believe in post-mortem. And in most of my lost deal, my team will know that I always insist on post-mortem. And the purpose is not to witch hunt, but the purpose is to learn from it so that we make the pain worth it, such that we will not go through the same process again. So the journey of learning is much more intense when you have lost something.
Understand. All right. And talking about myths, one myth about tech sales you would love to bust once and for all.
Okay. I think a lot of people think that tech sales is all about how good the product is, but the reality is never about the product. It is a lot more other attributes of a salesperson that I've mentioned earlier on, about being disciplined, about being the right solution, being really bringing outcome to the customer. Value selling is much more important than just focusing on the best product. So I think that's a very important difference.
All right. What's the daily ritual or habit that keeps you effective?
I live and breathe with my calendar. So again, it's a discipline, right? The first thing I do every morning is to look into my calendar. I look at the different colors of the calendar to make sure that in that week, I have sufficient time allocated to external meeting. I have sufficient time allocated to do some additional, connections, whether is it for association or whether is it for executive connect. So basically, my suggestion is for everybody to really focus more about time management. You need to make sure you have the regular internal meetings, but also external meetings, and plan your meetings ahead of time. So that helped me a lot.
The best piece of advice a mentor has given you?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that's something that I learned from one of my mentors when I was in Microsoft. I went through hell with him, but at the end of the day, I think I emerge stronger and learn to, I would say, learn to overcome adversity much better. So what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
That's a wrap for this episode of Legends in 20 Tech Sales Power Session. A huge thank you to Jasie for sharing her insights and journey. If you found this valuable, please like, comment, and share. Let's continue helping the next generation break barriers, build markets, and more importantly, lead with purpose. Thank you again, Jasie, for inspiring us with your journey.